We are coming to the end of the summer break for teachers, parents, and students, and that can bring about some stress for some folks. Joining me now is Wesley Walker, who is licensed professional counselor. You deal with families and children, and I guess you're seeing these kind of stresses right now firsthand.
Sure. As we transition back into the school year, we see lots of different kids, all different ages. Most of them concerned about just fears of the unknown, change, starting back to school, schedules going from very flexible to not flexible any longer. So you have little kids who have separation anxiety issues, whose parents have not really had a lot of structure around their time, and then they go into the classroom where they're expected to participate and stay focused and not move around all the time. And so when the teacher gets stressed because the kid isn't doing what he's supposed to be doing, that burden ends up on the teacher, and that becomes an issue for the child.
Well, all these stresses are happening because, as you say, the fear of the unknown, that first day can be it can be exciting and fun, but it can bring maybe some butterflies in the stomach and
Absolutely.
maybe upset stomach.
Absolutely. Kids of all ages experience those transition anxieties.
Yeah.
I mean, from little kids. We notice that those transitions happen a lot around significant transitions, going into kindergarten, going into middle school, going into high school, where they're not as familiar with their setting. They might be still at the same school, but they're in a different environment with different teachers, with different routines, and they may be worried about silly things like remembering their combination on their locker.
Sure.
Or even relationships. Or is their teacher going to like them? Can they pass this test? Are they going to still have the same friends they used to have? You got to be able to communicate with your kid well and find out what's really going on with them, and try to do that ahead of time and prepare them, give them options for how they can find places or teachers, ask for help. You know, there are things like that you can encourage your kid to do, and doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do it.
Well, it also encouraging them to act independently, which it
Absolutely.
seems like that, kids have a lot of freedom and so forth, but really in a lot of cases, they don't know how to function
Right.
without that helicopter.
One of the things I was
Mom.
reading in preparing for this segment was that stressors that teachers see is that children have not been given a lot of independence during the summer. Now, this is probably more important for younger kids, but parents have helicoptered, they've fed them, they've told them when to get up, they've told them when to go to bed, and so they haven't fostered a lot of independence. And so when they get into the classroom where they're expected to function independently, it doesn't work real well. And so that creates a lot of stress for the kid, consequently creating a lot of stress for the teacher.
Right.
And so getting those routines reestablished, bedtimes, eating times, winding down, getting off social media. Anytime you're on your phone, a kid stays keyed up, stays up at night. So you see a lot of that. And if parents will reestablish better routines, the stress levels can kind of reduce.
And now is the time to do that, because
Absolutely.
a couple of weeks from now is when those school bells will ring. So how can folks get in touch with you to learn more?
You can call my office, 254-772-6535. I don't have a social media presence. I just try to stay off of that. But I'm in the book, and you can find me you can Google me and find me.
Okay, Wesley, thank you so much.
So nice to
All
see
the
you,
best.
Ann.
Happy
Thank you so much.
school year to you and your
Absolutely.
family as well.
Thanks for having me.